Now, in my personal opinion, buying Tesla stock is like buying an index fund, similar to the S&P 500. Now I know it does not hold anywhere near close as much companies as the S&P 500, but they have five sectors that no one's really talking about outside of the fact that they just make cars. Tesla is not just a car company. I'm sure a lot of people have been hearing that, but Tesla is more like a multi-startup company. And it just might outperform the S&P 500 this year and maybe beyond. Now, some of you have heard about these five sectors, but let's talk about them, especially the ones that no one hears about enough. And the one that people do know about and probably hate the most would be full self-driving. Like it or not, all car companies are using some sort of driver assist so that the driver doesn't have to do as much driving as they typically done. But what a lot of people don't know is that car companies are actually trying to figure out full self-driving completely where humans do not have to drive. You see, whoever figures that out is literally going to print trillions of dollars annually. This is why the race for full self-driving is so big right now. Waymo and Cruise, which I'm sure a lot of people have heard about out in the California area, and they've recently just got pulled off roads because they've actually just been stopping in traffic, causing traffic, blocking first responders from getting to areas where they have to, and it's been pretty much a hassle. And a lot of people have been rebelling against these cars, some of them even breaking the cars, putting cones on them, trying to stop them. People have not been happy with Waymo and Cruise at all. But the thing about Waymo and Cruise that people don't know is that they're using a very expensive system called LiDAR. You see, LiDAR is a very complicated measure to make cars drive by themselves, and it's really not that scalable. It is super expensive, and the sensors that they have on the car, it costs too much money to continue to build them out and put them on the roads to learn how to drive. As a matter of fact, they don't really learn how to drive at all. You see, they're actually in a geofenced area. A geofenced area is pretty much they memorize an entire city block or maybe just a city. And if anything were to change in that city, like if a tree were to fall down in the middle of the road or a garbage can or maybe just a car in the wrong place, the car would be completely lost and it won't know what to do and it would just shut off. And that's what the big problem was with these other car companies trying to make cars drive by themselves. It wasn't a full solution to full self-driving. If they got lost and they didn't know what to do, they just shut down and wait for someone to come save them like a little kid. Now, Tesla, they have a completely different approach. Instead of using expensive systems like LiDAR to figure out what's going on, they're using a approach like we do as humans. They're using cameras and a neural net, basically like eyes and a brain. It's pretty much just how humans have been getting around. We don't have LiDAR to figure out where we're going or using LiDAR to bounce off signals to let us know that there's something next to us. We just turn our heads and use our eyes and we know exactly what's around us and we can just tell whether we should walk into a tree or not. That's the difference between what LiDAR is and what Tesla's doing. They're just using how humans would operate in the world. Cameras, which are our eyes, and a neural net, which is our brain. And instead of Tesla just memorizing a city or a city block, it actually does what humans do. For example, if a tree were to fall in the middle of the road, it's not just going to shut down and turn off. It's going to go around the tree or maybe just turn around and go somewhere else. And if there was something different about the city, it won't just completely shut off because it's confused. It's going to be like we are. Where it's like, oh, this street has a parade on it. We can't just drive through these people. But LiDAR, they won't know the difference. They would just see that, hey, this street might have something happening on it and it's just going to turn off. On the other hand, the Tesla would just turn around and find another route. It basically is learning like humans are. It's not using expensive systems and machine to memorize city blocks. It's actually just happening in real time where it can see like, oh, okay, something's different here. Let me alternate my route. And once Tesla figures this out, I'm going to tell you right now, look out Uber and Lyft and any other ride-hailing service because it's going to put them in a lot of trouble. And next up on the list would be Tesla Energy. Elon Musk himself said that Tesla Energy will outperform the car sector of the entire Tesla business, which is crazy because the car sector is pulling in a lot of money now. And Elon Musk himself said that it will overtake it. And in my mind, that's pretty nuts. Having Tesla Energy can really do a lot of good things that people don't think. It actually can help prevent blackouts. And I know a lot of the haters are going to say, yo, how can it prevent blackouts? Because it's taking all the energy from the grid. Look, the way this works is that Tesla Energy, they're giant mega packs. And these mega packs, they do take from the grid, but they only take from the grid in the middle of the night when no one is using energy. We're talking about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. And then when it becomes peak hours, when everyone's up and moving, maybe around the afternoon or 2 o'clock where everyone's cooking, it's lunchtime and blah, blah, blah. This is when the Tesla Megapacks will release energy back into the city so that the actual power plants that are powering the city are not getting overworked. They're working at a lower rate thanks to the help of the Megapacks, which is producing a major portion of the energy during peak hours. So yeah, a lot of people don't even know about this, and a lot of people might turn their nose up and ridicule it, but people don't realize that this is going to be a very dominant force in Tesla, and it's going to change the way that we use energy in our entire life. Don't go sleeping on Tesla Energy now, because just in 2023, they did $6 billion in sales. So that's just the beginning, and we believe that it's going to continue at a rate of 30% year over year. So look out for Tesla Energy. Now let's talk about Tesla AI. No matter how you look at it, Tesla is the leaders right now in artificial intelligence. Yes, they actually are. Do your research. Prove me wrong. Right now, Tesla are the leaders in artificial intelligence. And this will be huge. Basically, Tesla's artificial intelligence is what the brain is for the cars right now. So when the cars are learning, they're learning from this giant database, which is the mothership of the entire situation, which is what the AI part is. The AI is what's training these cars how to drive in real world in real time. The artificial intelligence is the mastermind behind the cars moving by themselves. This is the big part, and it is going to be the thing that Tesla sells to other car companies once they do solve it. I personally believe that's going to be the outcome. A lot of other people do too. Doesn't mean that we're right. But right now, Tesla is the leader in artificial intelligence, and that is what's making their cars drive by themselves. So when that day comes that they do solve it, they're only just going to license it out to all your favorite car companies, and that is going to rack in trillions of dollars every year for Tesla. And it could make a lot of money for the other car companies too that do sign up when they lease it out and sell it to their customers. So don't sleep on Tesla artificial intelligence, because that's going to be a big, big mover, especially for the stock. Now, let's talk about the humanoid robot. Now, to all the other Tesla channels that I follow and all the research that I do, I've been hearing a lot about the Tesla robot. The humanoid robot is supposedly going to be the thing that sends Tesla stock through the roof to a point to where we don't even know where it will go. The idea of these robots is going to change the way we are living in our current lives forever. You see, the artificial intelligence is inside of these robots also. The same way that the cars are navigating through time and space is the same exact way that these robots will be moving. You see, they're going to be able to put the same AI from the cars inside the robots. Then the robots will be able to walk around in the streets. They'll understand depth, levels where they can and can't go. They won't just be walking around like idiots. They're actually learning. So everything that the cars know, the robots are going to know, and they'll be able to apply that in real life. These robots are right now being used at the Tesla factories. And once these robots figure out how to do things very well, I would say like repetitive jobs, like moving something from here to here, from here to here, those kind of jobs will just be replaced with the robots instead of human doing these regular, easy, simple, boring jobs. And that's going to change everything about workspaces. So pretty much any type of repetitive, super boring, simple job, or even a dangerous job, you're going to find the Tesla robot doing that. Like I said, anything that takes some simple movement from just flipping burgers or to going out in the deep sea ocean or even to going to outer space. So basically, that's where the Tesla bot will come in. So people don't have to lose their lives going out into deep sea or risking going to outer space for some travel. And even just sitting around flipping burgers, which is a boring job, this will give people the opportunity to find something more useful to do with their time instead of doing something so boring and repetitive when it comes to flipping burgers. But when it comes to going out into deep sea and outer space, which are very dangerous things, people don't have to lose their lives risking that. Now they just have the Tesla bot that can do that for them. And I know, a lot of the people out there are going to say,
They took our jobs. They took your jobs. They took your jobs too. They took your jobs.
but hey, I think it's actually a good thing that robots are going to be doing things like flipping burgers, because who really actually does love to flip burgers at, restaurants like McDonald's and Burger King? Unless it's your personal restaurant and it's your burger shop that you created, that's different. But if you're just working for a major company where you're doing something so simple like flipping burgers and doing fries, the robot can do that anyways. This will give people the opportunity to probably find something better to do with their lives that are not so boring or repetitive, because I know that people don't smile every day when they're going to their job at McDonald's and Burger King, right? And yes, I know there's going to be a lot of pushback about people saying, oh, no, I'll never get that robot, blah, 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 blah. Trust me, I get it. But I won't be surprised if in the next 8 to 10 years, you have one yourself in your home helping you fold clothes, because that's what Tesla Bot is getting better at. And last but not least, the Boring Company. That's right, I saved the most boring one for last because I don't know how long people are sticking around for this video. So let's get into it. The Boring Company is a very small sector of Tesla that people don't even really know about at all, which is why it's boring. Ha! Actually, what they do is that they bore holes underground, and they actually already did this in Las Vegas. They bored holes underground and made a super loop for people to get from one side of Vegas to the other in a very, very, very short space of time. And I live here in Florida, and I heard that they're about to make plans in Fort Lauderdale where they're going to connect Fort Lauderdale down to the Los Olas part of the beach, because that part always gets congested every year because there's always a boat show and the traffic is ridiculous. So this may actually have an opportunity to free up a lot of that congestion when they open up the Hyperloop in Fort Lauderdale area. And I believe that it's going to continue throughout the United States in multiple places. It's basically going to be like a subway that are in New York City, but more futuristic and I would say a lot more updated. I do believe one day in the future, the Boring Company will be the solution for a lot of traffic that people have in major cities. It may not be happening anytime soon, but this time will come where they start making a bunch of boring holes underground. This will release the flow of traffic. People can start to just use these routes and traffic will be slowed down tremendously. But like I said, this is sometime in the future. It may not be happening anytime soon, but they're already working on it and it's going to be one heck of a difference. So those are the 5 sectors that people are not really talking about when it comes to Tesla: the full self-driving, the energy, the AI, the humanoid robot, and the Boring Company. Like I said, buying Tesla stock is very similar to buying an index fund like the S&P 500. It's going to be one heck of a ride in the next few years. I'll tell you that. And I'm investing. I'm not telling you to invest, but my personal opinion, I think it's going to be one heck of a buy. And watching it outperform the S&P 500 is going to be a very interesting thing to see. Well, there you go again, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to tune in again tomorrow for more information about Tesla, the auto market, and what's going on with big tech. I'll see you guys next time. See you tomorrow.